Let me ask you a question, and I want you to answer it, not with your mind, but with your soul. Are you truly growing every single day? Or have you unknowingly joined the silent majority, those who move, breathe, exist, but never truly advance? In a world where knowledge doubles every 12 months, where industries rise and fall overnight, where the rules are rewritten, every time the sun sets, to stand still is to fall behind. There was a time when staying the same was enough to survive, but that time is over today. The battlefield belongs to those who adapt faster, those who learn faster, those who evolve faster than the tides of change. And make no mistake, every day you delay your growth, someone else races past you. Every day you postpone your education, someone else sharpens their sword. Every day you settle for comfort, someone else builds an empire. You are either moving forward or you are being left behind. There is no neutral ground. There is no standing still. Life demands progress. The question is not whether you are smart enough, talented enough, lucky enough. The question is, are you willing to commit yourself to growth? Are you willing to educate yourself every single day without excuse, without exception, without end? Because the truth is brutal and beautiful all at once. You are one decision away from separating yourself from 99% of the world. One decision to wake up each morning and choose to be better than you were yesterday. One decision to invest in your mind the way others waste their time. One decision to master a new skill, read a new book, think a new thought, become a new person. And once you make that decision, once you build that habit, once you choose to grow relentlessly, the world can no longer hold you back. Because knowledge is the great equalizer. Education is the ultimate advantage. Self-mastery is the true path to freedom. So I challenge you now. Will you continue living the same day over and over, calling it a life? Or will you rise right here, right now, and commit yourself to a lifetime of relentless, unstoppable growth? The choice, my friend, is yours, and your future is waiting. In a world obsessed with material possessions, with shiny cars, lavish houses, glittering jewelry, we often forget the one treasure more valuable than all the gold, silver, and riches of the earth combined. Knowledge is the only possession that cannot be stolen. It cannot be burned in a fire. It cannot be lost in a stock market crash. It cannot be eroded by time, by circumstance, or by betrayal. Money may slip through your fingers. Status may crumble overnight. The applause of the world may turn to silence in an instant. But the knowledge you have planted deep within your mind, the wisdom you have cultivated through sweat, study, and sacrifice that remains, it grows, it multiplies, it compounds into something even more powerful than fortune itself, freedom. Knowledge is the ultimate liberator. It frees you from ignorance. It frees you from dependence. It frees you from the invisible chains that hold most of humanity in quiet desperation. When you invest in your mind, you are building a fortress. No enemy can penetrate. You are constructing a bank no thief can rob. You are forging a sword that can cut through any obstacle, any hardship, any limitation. Understand this, your mind is your greatest asset. Your education, not the formal diplomas, but the personal, deliberate pursuit of wisdom, is the purest form of wealth you will ever own. Andrew Carnegie, one of the wealthiest men who ever lived, once said, "The man who acquires the ability to take full possession of his own mind may take possession of anything else to which he is justly entitled." He did not speak of luck. He did not speak of inheritance. He spoke of mastery of the mind, and mastery comes through education. Education is not an event. It is not a piece of paper on a wall. It is a way of life. It is waking up every morning with a hunger to know more, to understand deeper, to see clearer. It is carrying books with you, not as accessories, but as weapons. It is questioning, exploring, seeking, not because someone demands it, but because you know that without growth, there can be no greatness. And listen carefully. The true difference between the 1% and the 99% is not luck. It is not intelligence. It is not opportunity. It is the unrelenting commitment to learning every single day. While others entertain themselves into oblivion, you must educate yourself into excellence. While others seek comfort, you must seek wisdom. While others kill time, you must cultivate your future. Every page you read sharpens your mind. Every idea you study strengthens your soul. Every lesson you master becomes another brick in the empire you are building. Knowledge transforms dreams into plans. It transforms intentions into results. It transforms mere existence into legendary impact. Without knowledge, even the strongest ambition collapses into dust. But with knowledge, even the humblest beginnings can birth empires. Remember this: when you hold knowledge within you, you hold the power of creation itself. You can design the life you desire. You can overcome any limitation. You can rise from nothing and create everything. So I ask you now, will you chase after fleeting pleasures that vanish with the seasons, or will you pursue the eternal treasure that compounds into a lifetime of triumph? Every day you choose to learn, you are laying another stone on the road to mastery. Every hour you spend feeding your mind, you are investing in a future that no storm can destroy. Knowledge is your birthright. Claim it, defend it, expand it, and watch as the world opens its doors before you. The mind enriched with knowledge becomes a magnet for miracles. It becomes a beacon for opportunity. It becomes a fortress of power that no force on earth can shake. Educate yourself every day, without fail, without excuse, because the life of your dreams is not built by chance. It is built by the knowledge you choose to master today. Imagine this: if today you were just 1% better than you were yesterday, and you repeated that tiny, almost invisible improvement every single day, what do you think would happen? At first, almost nothing would seem to change. The mirror would look the same. The world would look the same. Your results would look the same. But hidden beneath the surface, something powerful would be awakening. Something unstoppable would be growing. Because when you commit to getting just 1% better every day, you are tapping into the most powerful force in the universe, the law of compounding. You see, most people misunderstand success. They think it happens in sudden bursts, an overnight transformation, a lucky break, a dramatic breakthrough. But the truth is far simpler and far more demanding. Success is the result of small disciplines compounded over time. Invisible today, undeniable tomorrow. If you improve just 1% every day, by the end of the year, you will not be 365% better. You will be over 3,700% better. You will be 37 times stronger, wiser, faster, sharper than you are today. Think about that. Think deeply. The small decision to read 10 pages today, to reflect for 15 minutes today, to learn one new concept. Today may seem insignificant now, but compounded over days, weeks, months, years, it will make you unstoppable. While others are busy waiting for the perfect time to start, you are building a fortress of skill and wisdom they cannot even see. While others are chasing distractions, you are stacking small victories one upon another until the tower of your achievements scrapes the very heavens. While others waste another year making the same resolutions they abandoned the year before, you are transforming yourself into a force that cannot be ignored, cannot be denied. You must understand, success is not an event. It is a habit of growing, a habit of learning, a habit of becoming. Most people quit because they cannot see the results fast enough. They dig for gold, but after a few feet of dirt, they give up. They forget that the richest veins of gold lie just inches beyond where most men stop digging. But you will not stop. You will not surrender to impatience. You will not abandon your dream because it demands persistence. You will educate yourself today even if it feels small. You will grow today even if no one notices. You will plant seeds today even if the harvest seems distant, because you know that small daily improvements over time lead to staggering results. You know that the man who trains daily will eventually outrun the man who waits for the right time to sprint. You know that mastery is not achieved by bursts of effort, but by the steady march of a determined spirit. So I ask you now, what will you do today, this very day, to grow by 1%? What knowledge will you pursue? What book will you read? What thought will you master? What step will you take? Because the decision you make today is the future you create tomorrow. Do not underestimate the power of today. It holds the seeds of the greatness you will one day harvest. Grow by 1% today. Grow by 1% tomorrow. Grow relentlessly and watch as the life you once dreamed of becomes the life you now live. Push yourself, persist progress. Because compounding effort is the secret weapon of those who will not be denied. There is a hidden cost that most people will never calculate. A silent price that accumulates day by day, month by month, year by year, until one day they wake up and realize the horrifying truth: they have been left behind. You see, the cost of ignorance is invisible at first. It does not announce itself with sirens or flashing lights. It creeps quietly, slowly into the corners of your life. It begins the very first day you choose comfort over growth. The first day you say, "I already know enough." The first day you decide that yesterday's knowledge is sufficient for today's battles. And from that moment, from that seemingly harmless decision, a rot begins to set in. While you are standing still, the world is racing forward. While you are coasting, others are climbing. While you are reusing old skills, others are sharpening new weapons. And slowly, almost imperceptibly, the gap between you and the future you once dreamed of begins to widen. At first, you don't notice it. You tell yourself, "I'm doing fine." You tell yourself, "It's enough." But one day, the opportunities stop knocking. The doors stop opening. The world moves faster than your understanding can follow. And you are left standing at the station watching the trains of opportunity speed past, powerless to catch them, powerless to board. Because you did not invest, because you did not prepare, because you stopped learning. And now you are paying the price of lost opportunities, the price of stagnant potential, the price of a life that could have been extraordinary, but settled for ordinary. Make no mistake, the world does not reward the comfortable. It rewards the prepared. It rewards the relentless learner. It rewards the man or woman who understands that to stop learning is to start dying. Think of the great industries of the past, the giants that once ruled the markets, the names that once commanded respect: Kodak, Blockbuster, Nokia. They dominated until they stopped evolving. They believed that past success guaranteed future triumph. They believed that what they knew yesterday was sufficient for the battles of tomorrow, and they were wrong, dead wrong. Today, their ruins stand as monuments to a single fatal mistake: the decision to stop learning. And the same law applies to you, to your career, to your business, to your dreams. If you stop learning, you start losing. Not immediately, not all at once, but inevitably. Because while you sleep on your progress, someone else is staying awake for theirs. While you are distracted by entertainment, someone else is devouring knowledge. While you are satisfied with yesterday's victories, someone else is preparing for tomorrow's battles. And when the time comes, when the opportunity arrives, when the challenge appears, when the moment that could change your life forever finally knocks, you will either be ready or you will be watching from the sidelines as someone else seizes the destiny that could have been yours. You must understand, learning is not a phase. Learning is not a season. Learning is the lifestyle of champions. It is the iron discipline of those who refuse to allow their skills, their minds, their spirits to decay. It is the daily ritual of those who understand that the future belongs to the prepared. Do not fall into the trap of believing that education ends with school. Formal schooling may end, but self-education must never stop. Because the real battles of life are not fought with diplomas. They are fought with wisdom, with adaptability, with creativity, born of relentless learning. The man who reads today will lead tomorrow. The man who studies today will rule tomorrow. The man who improves today will dominate tomorrow. The cost of not learning is not just missed promotions. It is not just smaller paychecks. It is not just stagnant careers. The real cost is deeper. It is the slow death of your potential. It is the quiet burial of your dreams. It is the silent regret that one day whispers, "You could have been so much more. If only you had continued to grow." And let me tell you something. Regret is the heaviest burden you will ever carry. Not failure, not loss. Regret for the chances not taken, the growth not pursued, the greatness left unrealized. But you have a choice. You can choose today to defy the statistics. You can choose today to become the exception. You can choose today to make a sacred vow with yourself. I will never stop learning. I will never stop growing. I will never allow comfort to steal my future. Because you are destined for more. You are called to rise. You are chosen to lead, but only if you are willing to pay the price of discipline today, so that you do not pay the far greater price of regret tomorrow. So I challenge you now, pick up the book. Sign up for the course. Ask the hard questions. Seek the hard truths. Feed your mind. Sharpen your skills. Expand your horizons. Because every day you educate yourself, you are building a future too powerful for failure to defeat, too resilient for fear to destroy, too extraordinary for mediocrity to contain. Push yourself. Learn, grow, evolve, and stay forever. Ahead of the 99% who will one day wonder how you rose while they remain behind. Winners think differently, not just in their moments of triumph, not just when the cameras are flashing, not just when the crowds are cheering. They think differently every single day. It is not their talent that separates them. It is not their luck. It is not their circumstances. It is their mindset. It is their discipline. It is the unseen, unglamorous, relentless habits they build when no one is watching. And chief among these habits, the one non-negotiable practice that every true champion engraves into their very soul, is this continuous self-education. You see, the average person views learning as a phase. They think it ends after school. They believe knowledge is something you acquire once like a trophy, and then proudly display on a shelf for the rest of your life. But the winner knows better. The winner knows that learning is not an event. It is a way of life. It is the oxygen of greatness. It is the blood that courses through the veins of success. To the winner, education is not something you pursue only when it is convenient. It is not a task to check off a list. It is not an emergency measure to be used only when you hit a crisis. It is a daily discipline, a sacred ritual, a non-negotiable act of self-respect. Because the winner understands that the world never stops moving. New ideas emerge, new technologies are born, new competitors rise. And if you are not learning, you are dying. If you are not evolving, you are becoming obsolete. The winner does not leave their growth to chance. They engineer it. They schedule it. They commit to it with the same seriousness with which a warrior sharpens his sword before battle. Every morning they ask themselves, what can I learn today that will make me stronger tomorrow? Every evening they reflect, what did I learn today that I can apply to advance my mission? They read when others are scrolling mindlessly. They study when others are sleeping in. They ask questions when others stay silent. They understand that small daily improvements compound into staggering achievements. This is why the gap between the winners and the ordinary grows wider with each passing year. Not because the winners are innately superior, but because day after day they choose to learn while others choose to coast. And here's the truth. Winners do not wait for motivation to learn. They learn because they have decided to be winners. They have tied their self-education to their identity. It is not something they do. It is who they are. Just as breathing is automatic, just as eating is essential, learning is non-negotiable. The winner's mindset says, every skill I master increases my power. Every new idea I grasp opens a new door. Every piece of wisdom I absorb becomes a new weapon in my arsenal. They are hungry, not for approval, not for applause, but for growth. They know that the man who refuses to learn has chained himself to mediocrity. They know that the man who outgrows yesterday's self will eventually outpace yesterday's competition. But let's be clear, this commitment is not always glamorous. There will be mornings when you don't feel like opening the book. There will be nights when you'd rather drown in distractions. There will be days when progress feels painfully slow, but the winner persists anyway because they understand a higher truth. Discipline must lead where motivation refuses to follow. Motivation may spark a fire, but discipline feeds it, shields it, nurtures it, until it becomes an unstoppable inferno. Learning is not about feeling good. It is about becoming unstoppable. It is about equipping yourself to meet the future head-on. It is about building the skills, the mindset, the resilience to conquer whatever challenges lie ahead. And if you commit to making learning a daily habit, not a once-a-year resolution, not a once-in-a-while hobby, but a daily disciplined practice, then you will separate yourself from the masses in ways they will never understand. You will see opportunities where others see obstacles. You will craft solutions where others see dead ends. You will rise while others plateau. Because knowledge transforms everything it touches. It refines your vision. It sharpens your instincts. It fuels your courage. Every great empire was built by minds hungry for knowledge. Every revolution was sparked by men and women who dared to ask questions and demanded better answers. And your own personal revolution, your rise to greatness, will be no different. It begins with a choice to make learning a habit, to make growth a necessity, to make self-education as natural to you as breathing. So I ask you now, will you treat learning as an occasional guest in your life or as a permanent resident? Will you educate yourself only when forced by circumstances? Or will you seize control and grow daily by deliberate choice? The difference between mediocrity and mastery is not luck. It is not talent. It is not fate. It is the choice to learn every single day until the extraordinary becomes inevitable. So pick up the book, watch the lecture, study the greats. Challenge your assumptions, push the boundaries of what you think you know. Because every time you do, you are adding bricks to the fortress of your future. Winners are not born. They are built through discipline, through perseverance, through relentless self-education. Build yourself every day, without excuse, without end, and the world will one day stand in awe of the masterpiece you have become. There is a thread that runs through every man and woman who ever changed the world. A golden thread, invisible to the naked eye, yet undeniable in its power. It is not talent, it is not wealth, it is not privilege, it is an insatiable hunger to learn. The greatest among us are not those who believed they had all the answers. They are those who never stopped asking the questions. They are those who, in the face of triumph, still sought wisdom. In the midst of praise, still pursued growth. In the heat of victory, still remained humble enough to be students of life. Look across the vast landscape of history, and you will see this truth shining everywhere. Abraham Lincoln, born into poverty, had less than 1 year of formal schooling, but that did not deter him. By candlelight, by firelight, by the dim glow of determination, he educated himself, book by book, speech by speech, idea by idea. It was not privilege that made Lincoln great. It was his relentless commitment to learning. It was his refusal to accept ignorance as his destiny. He taught himself law. He taught himself leadership. He taught himself to think deeply, speak clearly, and lead powerfully. And because he chose to be a lifelong learner, he became one of the greatest leaders the world has ever known. Look at Thomas Edison, the boy labeled stupid by his teachers, thrown out of school, told he would never amount to anything. Did he accept their judgment? No. He became his own teacher. He read voraciously. He experimented relentlessly. He questioned everything. He educated himself not by following traditional paths, but by creating his own. And because of his relentless pursuit of knowledge, he gifted the world with light, with sound, with countless inventions that transformed civilization. Andrew Carnegie, the son of a poor Scottish weaver, arrived in America with nothing but a fierce hunger to learn. He spent every spare minute in libraries devouring books on business, philosophy, leadership. He understood that knowledge was the true currency of wealth, not money, but the wisdom to create it. He rose from factory worker to steel magnate, from immigrant boy to one of the richest men in history. And even after he amassed his fortune, he remained a student seeking questioning, evolving until the end of his days. This is not coincidence. It is a universal law. The men and women who change the world never stop changing themselves. And to change yourself, you must constantly educate yourself. Even in the modern world, the same principle applies. Look at Elon Musk. Despite building companies that revolutionize space energy transportation, he famously spends hours every day reading, studying, learning. He taught himself rocket science by devouring textbooks. When others told him it was impossible, he learns faster, deeper, more ferociously than his competitors. And that is why he outpaces them. Or consider Oprah Winfrey. Born into poverty, abused, counted out by society. Yet she rose because she fed her mind daily. Books were her sanctuary, her teachers, her secret weapons. She credits relentless self-education as the key to building her empire of influence, wealth, and wisdom. The pattern is clear, undeniable, unbreakable. Learning is the master key that unlocks every other door. It is the secret ingredient of every sustained success. It is the non-negotiable discipline of every true great. Understand this. You cannot achieve tomorrow's dreams with yesterday's knowledge. You cannot win tomorrow's battles with yesterday's weapons. The world is changing faster, fiercer, more unpredictably than ever before. If you stand still, you fall behind. But if you choose to learn every single day, to treat every day as a new opportunity, to sharpen your mind, expand your vision, deepen your understanding. Then no change, no disruption, no adversity can defeat you. You will be ready. You will be adaptable. You will be unbreakable. Because true power lies not in what you already know, but in your commitment to continue learning, growing, evolving without end. The greatest mistake you can make is to believe you have arrived, that there is nothing more to master, that you have graduated from the school of life, that arrogance has destroyed, kings crushed empires, ended revolutions. You must remain a student forever, humble enough to know there is more to learn, hungry enough to seek it, disciplined enough to pursue it. Daily greatness is not a moment, it is a lifetime commitment to self-mastery. And self-mastery is built one lesson, one idea, one breakthrough at a time. So I ask you, what will you do today to honor this truth? What book will you open? What idea will you challenge? What skill will you refine? Because every hour you spend educating yourself is a down payment on your future. Every page you turn, every note you take, every thought you stretch beyond its comfort zone is a brick in the foundation of the empire you are building. Do not seek comfort. Seek growth. Do not seek entertainment. Seek education. Do not seek the applause of the moment. Seek the mastery that lasts a lifetime. Be like Lincoln. Be like Edison. Be like Carnegie. Be like every giant whose footsteps you wish to follow. Educate yourself today. Educate yourself tomorrow. Educate yourself until your mind becomes an unstoppable force of nature. Because when you do nothing, and I mean nothing, will be able to stand against you. Push yourself, learn relentlessly, rise unceasingly. Because the world does not belong to the strongest. It belongs to the most prepared. And preparation begins with the relentless education of your mind. The desire to learn is noble. The intention to grow is admirable. But without a strategy, without a deliberate, powerful, consistent plan of action, even the strongest desire will wither. In the battle for mastery, strategy is your sword, your shield, and your compass. You cannot leave your growth to chance. You cannot rely on random moments of inspiration. You must take the reins of your own development with both hands and drive it forward with ruthless consistency. You must design your learning. You must discipline your growth. You must command your evolution. So let us speak now. Not in vague ideals, but in concrete action. Let us forge the daily battle plan that will elevate you beyond the 99% that will catapult you into the rarefied air of mastery and unstoppable success. Here are the strategies you must wield. 1. Make learning a sacred, non-negotiable ritual. First and foremost, learning must be sacred. It cannot be something you do if you have time. It cannot be squeezed into the leftovers of your life. It must come first, before comfort, before entertainment, before trivial distractions. Decide now, every day without exception, you will invest in your mind. Whether it is 30 minutes, 1 hour, or more, set the time. Protect the time. Honor the time. Guard your learning time as fiercely as a king guards his throne. Because it is your throne, the seat of your future power. Do not negotiate with laziness. Do not debate with excuses. Do not allow the petty demands of the day to steal from the greatness of your destiny. 2. Choose high-value inputs. Not all information is created equal. Much of what the world feeds you is mental junk food. Entertaining but empty, flashy but foolish. You must become a guardian at the gate of your mind. You must be ruthless in your standards. Consume the works of masters. Study the thoughts of titans. Read the writings of those who have built empires, changed industries, shaped history. Choose books that stretch you. Choose mentors that challenge you. Choose subjects that strengthen the foundation of the life you are building. Ask yourself constantly, will this knowledge make me stronger, wiser, more effective? If the answer is no, discard it without hesitation. Fill your mind with the nutrition of greatness, not the empty calories of mediocrity. 3. Apply what you learn immediately. Learning without action is like planting seeds and never watering them. It leads to nothing but wasted potential. The winners understand knowledge unused is knowledge forgotten. After every book, every lesson, every insight, ask yourself, how can I apply this today? Even the smallest application transforms theory into reality. It transforms information into transformation. If you learn a new leadership principle, practice it with your team. If you discover a new productivity method, implement it in your daily schedule. If you read a profound truth about perseverance, test it. The next time you feel like quitting, knowledge becomes power only when it is used, only when it reshapes your habits, your actions, your life. So do not merely study, live what you learn. 4. Reflect, review, refine. The mind grows not just through absorption, but through reflection. Each week, set aside time to ask yourself, what have I learned? What have I applied? What has worked? What must I improve? Reflection is the mirror that reveals the cracks in your foundation before they become catastrophic. It is the quiet workshop where good ideas are sharpened into great ones. Winners review their progress, they refine their strategies. They adjust their sails with precision, while others are still blindly rowing against the wind. Reflection turns experience into wisdom. Without it, you are merely collecting knowledge. With it, you are building wisdom that will serve you for a lifetime. 5. Surround yourself with learning warriors. Environment matters. If you surround yourself with people who have stopped growing, people who mock learning, people who cling to ignorance as if it were a badge of honor, then no matter how strong you are, their mindset will corrode yours. You must consciously build an environment that breathes growth, demands excellence, expects greatness. Surround yourself with those who are obsessed with becoming better, those who recommend books instead of gossip, those who share ideas instead of complaints, those who challenge you instead of enabling your weakness. Find mentors, find peers, find communities where growth is not an option. It is the price of admission, because greatness is contagious, and when you live among warriors, you cannot help but become one yourself. 6. Make curiosity your constant companion. Curiosity is the fire that fuels lifelong learning. Never lose it. Never let the embers die. Ask questions relentlessly. Why does this work? How can I improve it? What am I missing? Who can teach me what I don't yet know? The mind that stops questioning starts dying. The mind that questions grows sharper, deeper, wiser with every passing day. Curiosity keeps you humble. Curiosity keeps you hungry. Curiosity keeps you climbing while others settle into comfortable decay. Nurture it, protect it, follow it, even when it leads you into uncomfortable new territories, because that is where the treasure lies. 7. Build mental toughness for the long game. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, understand that true education is a lifetime journey. It is not a sprint. It is not a quick fix. It is a marathon without a finish line. There will be seasons when progress feels slow, when growth feels invisible. When the world tempts you to abandon your quest, you must endure. You must build a toughness of spirit that says, no matter how long it takes, no matter how hard it gets, I will continue learning, I will continue growing, I will continue becoming, because the moment you stop, the moment you surrender to stagnation, you begin to die inside. But if you persist, if you educate yourself every day, rain or shine, triumph or trial, then nothing in this world can stop the future you are forging. You will rise, you will conquer. You will stand atop mountains that others feared to even climb, because education, true education, is the ultimate form of self-respect. It is the ultimate act of hope. It is the ultimate declaration that you will not merely exist, you will live greatly. So I leave you with this: build your strategy, defend your rituals, choose your inputs, apply what you learn, reflect, surround yourself with greatness, stay endlessly curious and harden your mind for the marathon ahead. Educate yourself every day, without fail, without end, and you will create a life so powerful, so unshakable, so magnificent, that history itself will be forced to take notice. Every day you educate yourself, every hour you invest in your mind, every moment you push yourself to grow. You are not merely gathering facts, you are forging your future, you are writing your destiny. You are building the life you were born to live. Understand this: nothing you learn is ever wasted. Nothing you study is ever in vain. Every page you turn, every idea you master, every lesson you engrave into your soul becomes another step, another brick, another weapon in the arsenal of your success. Growth is invisible at first. It does not announce itself with fanfare. It does not trumpet your triumph to the world. It is silent, it is slow, it is sacred, but it is real and it is unstoppable. Most people miss this truth. They give up too soon. They quit after a few weeks, a few months, when they don't see immediate rewards. They think learning should feel glamorous. They think progress should come with applause. But the true masters know real growth happens quietly, invisibly powerfully beneath the surface, like roots burrowing deep into the earth, long before the first green shoot appears, like mountains being carved by the slow, relentless pressure of water and wind over centuries. Mastery is not explosive. It is cumulative. It is built one small, disciplined action at a time. Action so small that the world does not notice until suddenly one day it cannot ignore you. You must be patient. You must trust the process. You must believe even when you cannot yet see the fruits of your labor, because every day you choose to learn. You are choosing your freedom. Freedom from ignorance. Freedom from fear. Freedom from mediocrity. And in its place, you are choosing power. Power over your future. Power over your circumstances. Power over your own destiny. You are building a mind so sharp, so agile, so resilient that no economy, no failure, no betrayal, no adversity can break it. You are building a spirit so unyielding, so courageous, so unstoppable that no setback, no rejection, no defeat can stop your rise. And let me tell you something. There is no greater feeling in this world than the knowledge that you are ready. Ready for the opportunities when they come. Ready for the challenges when they strike. Ready for the destiny that is rushing toward you with every heartbeat. Most people are not ready. They spend their lives wishing for things they are not prepared to handle, dreaming of victories they have not trained to win, longing for opportunities they would waste if they arrived. But you will be different. You will be the one who prepared in the darkness before the dawn. You will be the one who studied when others slept. You will be the one who sharpened your sword when others dulled theirs with distractions. And when your moment comes, as it surely will, you will seize it with both hands. You will rise into it without hesitation. You will dominate it with the force of all the learning, all the growing, all the discipline you have forged day after day after day. You must see it now. Every lesson you learn today is a seed of triumph you will harvest tomorrow. Every new idea you master expands your ability to lead, to innovate, to inspire. Every skill you build multiplies your ability to create, to solve, to win. Every truth you absorb strengthens the foundation of a life so extraordinary that even your wildest dreams will struggle to keep up. But none of this happens by accident. None of this happens by wishful thinking. None of this happens without a fierce, daily, unbreakable commitment to growth. You must choose it. You must fight for it. You must defend it against every temptation to settle, to coast, to stagnate, because the price of greatness is discipline, and the reward of discipline is destiny. The choice is before you now. As clear as the rising sun, will you drift through life, tossed by every wave, distracted by every glittering triviality, until one day you look back with bitter regret at the person you could have been? Or will you seize control of your fate, sharpen your mind like a sword, forge your soul like steel, and rise into the greatness that has been waiting for you all along? Every day you educate yourself, you are casting a vote for the life you want to live. Every morning you rise to study, every evening you reflect on your growth. Every moment you choose knowledge over comfort. You are voting for excellence, for mastery, for a life that echoes through eternity. You are not merely learning facts. You are building the mind that will lead nations. You are forging the character that will inspire generations. You are creating the soul that will withstand storms and emerge victorious. Education is not preparation for life. Education is life itself. It is the air you breathe. It is the fire that fuels you. It is the river that carries you forward when others are stranded on the shores of mediocrity. Never stop. Never settle. Never think for 1 second that you have arrived. Because the moment you stop learning, the moment you believe you know enough, is the moment you begin to fall. But as long as you keep growing, as long as you keep pushing the boundaries of your understanding, as long as you keep stretching your mind toward new heights, you will remain unstoppable. You will continue to rise. You will continue to conquer. You will continue to become the greatest version of yourself the world has ever seen. So I say to you now, with all the fire of conviction, with all the certainty of a universal truth, educate yourself every day, without fail, without end. Because each day you do, you are drawing closer to the life you were born to live, the impact you were meant to make, the legend you were destined to leave behind. You are not here to be ordinary. You are not here to settle for survival. You are here to soar, to shine, to shatter the limits that have confined those before you. And the wings of your ascent are built from the knowledge you choose to master today. Push yourself. Learn relentlessly. Grow endlessly. The life you dream of is waiting for you. And every lesson you learn is another step toward claiming it.